Salut! I'm Sumo from FrenchArena. Would you like to learn 20 alternatives to saying oui and sound like a native? If yes, c'est parti! Are you constantly just saying oui at every instance when someone asks you something in the affirmative? There's absolutely nothing wrong with the word. However, if you want to improve your vocabulary and expand your mind, this video is going to teach you 20 different ways of saying yes in the French language. If this is your first time here today, bienvenue. Please do not forget to subscribe. And whilst watching this video, if you happen to like it, please give it a thumbs up. The first way is oui. This expression can come in handy when you're trying to explain that you're feeling really well, you're feeling fine, or you're expressing yes in the affirmative either in formal or informal contexts. So for example, if you're at work and someone is asking you, are you almost done with that project? You can say oui. You can know just by saying that. Or if someone were to ask you, tu sens-tu bien? Tu sens-tu bien? You can respond, oui. Number 2, compte sur moi. Compte sur moi. And this means count on me. So perhaps your friend was going out of town and needed a babysitter, and she was going to ask you, are you sure you are going to be able to come in this Saturday to look after my kids? Instead of just saying yes, you can say oui. Compte sur moi. Compte sur moi. Count on me. I'll be there. Another way is absolument. Absolument. And I'm sure you can guess this. What does it mean? It means absolutely. Absolutely. So for example, if your friend would have invited you for her baby shower or bridal shower and she asked you, are you sure you're going to come? You would say, absolument. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Absolument. Absolument. Instead of just saying yes. Absolument is perfect. Number 4, carrément. Carrément. And this just means sure thing. So perhaps you're in your friend's house and he says, oh, could you please pass me a bottle of beer from the fridge? Sure thing, I could. Instead of just saying yes, you can say carrément. Carrément. Number 5, tout à fait. Tout à fait. You can use this phrase in formal situations to answer in the affirmative or to confirm something. Tout à fait. Number 6, en effet. En effet. Now, this particular phrase, en effet, is quite similar to tout à fait, and it can be used in formal situations. So for example, you could probably hear your manager talking to somebody else saying, la situation est en effet préoccupante. La situation est en effet préoccupante. Here, you can see that the manager is actually agreeing with someone or is affirming what it is that they just said. Number 7, volontiers. Volontiers. And this really means yes with pleasure or gladly. There are 2 instances I can think of in which you can use this. So for example, if someone were to invite you for dinner, you could say, oui, volontiers. Instead of saying, yes, I'll be there, you can actually use the word volontiers. Or another example, if you're at a restaurant and the waiter comes to meet you and asks you if you would like a cup of coffee, you can say, oui, gladly. It just means gladly, volontiers. Volontiers. Number 8, avec plaisir. Avec plaisir. And this just means with pleasure. It's similar to the previous one we just looked at, so you can also use this in formal settings and in informal settings. Avec plaisir. Number 9, bien sûr. Bien sûr. And this means of course or definitely in English. So if someone were to ask you, aimez-vous jouer du piano? You can respond, bien sûr. Bien sûr. Number 10, certainement. Certainement. This is another synonym of the word bien sûr and obviously can be used in very informal situations. Number 11, and this is, I remember I just started hearing it in movies a ton, and it's just voila, voila. And that just means that's it. So like you think of something like oui, voila, you can just use it. It's very simple and yeah. Number 12, d'accord, d'accord. And this means okay, just okay, d'accord. So you could use this to express that you agree with something or accept something as the truth. For instance, your friend could ask you, tu veux aller à un concert le week-end? And you can just reply, d'accord, d'accord. Instead of actually just saying oui, you can just use this alternative, d'accord. Number 13, and I love this word, it is indubitablement. Indubitablement. And this just means without a doubt. It's very, very strong way of saying yes, and it means without a doubt. If, for instance, someone were to ask a woman, aimez-vous votre mari? She could respond, indubitablement, indubitablement, which is without a doubt, I love him, indubitablement, instead of just saying, oui, oui, okay? For example, if your friend were to ask you, tu veux venir à la fête de Noël? Tu veux venir à la fête de Noël? You can respond with enthusiasm and say, indubitablement, indubitablement, because you're excited to go. Another alternative to saying yes in the French language is ça marche, ça marche. This just really means that you agree with a plan or a course of action. If you're interested in learning more French slangs, click this link above to watch the video on French slangs. Number 15, c'est exact, c'est exact. If you want to clarify that someone has understood you clearly, you would use c'est exact. This just means to say, yes, that's correct, or yes, that's right. This one should really be reserved for formal discussions, so you can use it during meetings or probably when you're at a conference with your colleagues. But for those less formal circumstances, you can use this one, Cesar. That's number 16, Cesar. This means that's all right or that's it, but it's more suited for family and friends and people you're really close to. Cesar. Number 17, bien entendu. Bien entendu. Your friend could ask you, tu veux faire du patin à glace la semaine prochaine? And you can reply, bien entendu, which just means sure or that's okay, yeah. Number 18, pas de problème. Pas de problème. But the French would just really say it fast by saying pas de problème, pas de problème. So you wouldn't even hear the pas de. You would just hear pas de problème, pas de problème. So you would use this if you mean to just say sure or no problem. Number 19, ça roule, ça roule. And this just means okay, or it rolls, we're good with it. Ça roule. And the final one, number 20, pourquoi pas? Pourquoi pas? This just means why not? Why not? So for instance, if my husband were to ask me, tu veux aller à Paris, ma chérie? I would say, pourquoi pas? Because why not? Why would I not want to go to Paris, right? And yes, we've come to the end of the lesson. Now that you're aware of the different ways in which you can say yes in the French language, please try and ensure that you're creative and use these words in different contexts. Not only will you impress your French friends, but you would also blend into conversations easier and not just always use oui, but actually start sounding like a French native. Do you know any other ways in which you can say yes in the French language? Please share them in the comment section so that others can learn. And if you wanted to learn different ways of saying no in the French language, click this video to watch now. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already so that you can be up to date with new lessons. You can also check out my website www.FrenchArena.com. Check out the online courses or other information. I hope you genuinely enjoyed today's lessons, and now that you have learned 20 different ways of saying yes to the French language, you start using them in your sentences. Until I see you in the next lesson, bonne journée!